Hi, my name is Lydia, and I'm a 15-year-old girl from Minnesota. What you're listening to right now is a log documenting how the coronavirus outbreak of 2019 to 2020 has started to affect my everyday life. What you're going to be listening to for the next few, however many logs I do, is going to be mostly my observations and how this virus outbreak has started to affect my life. So if I say anything that sounds outdated or sounds straight out wrong, don't feel afraid to fact check me. It's important that what you hear is up to date and you know that whatever I'm saying can't always be trusted because I am 15 and I do make mistakes. Now, for the duration of this audio log, I'm going to try to refer to this coronavirus as COVID-19, simply because it's a specific name that you can easily use to refer back to this outbreak. To begin, I'm going to back us up a few months, back all the way to January. This was when China officially announced that the coronavirus, or COVID-19, had officially broken out in China. Now, at the time, it seemed so insignificant, so very far away in such a foreign country as a foreign virus. Now, I'm on the speech team, and I do extemporaneous speaking, which does political topics and answers political questions. At the time that the COVID-19 outbreak began, it didn't seem like a huge thing. It started up showing up in a few of our speeches, but it really wasn't until February when the ball really got rolling there. All through February, I watched it as it grew and began to spread all over the world. But still, all the way through February, it just kept showing up. And I never really seriously considered that how much it could or would affect me. About 2 weeks ago, actually, my mom made a comment about how all the coronavirus speeches, or COVID-19, might actually become the reason why my school gets canceled, or becomes the reason why the speech season ends for me. Little did I know how very right she was at the time. Today is March 16th. 2 or 3 days ago, the governor of Minnesota made the announcement that schools were going to be closing for the next 2 weeks. And today, Monday, could very well be the last day of my freshman year of high school. We went to school, and we cleaned out our lockers, all the lockers, and we took everything home and left the lockers open for them to disinfect. Now, lucky for us, even though the quarantine is technically 2 weeks at the moment, next week is spring break, so we've got that going for us where we're not going to be missing too much more. But honestly, I don't think it's going to be done that quickly. Honestly, I think it's going to go on a lot longer than that. And it's not just school it's affected. The track season just started, and speech was just finishing up. Next week was supposed to be subsections for speech, and I was really hoping that I would do really well this year. But no luck. I'm never going to have the chance, my freshman year anyways, to letter, I don't think, in speech. And I don't really think there's much of a chance that the track season is going to be happening. It's begun to affect everything. Absolutely everything when it comes to school. School's been canceled, and honestly, it's not looking up right now. And the cancellations and the quarantines at home aren't meant to stop the virus spread. I know that we can't do that at this point. It's really just to stretch it out and to make it last a whole lot longer so that we don't overload the healthcare system too fast. And yeah, I get that, but it's just so frustrating. We're going to be stuck at home, and possibly for the rest of the school year. Today, for all I know, might have been the very last day of school for me. and that would really suck, Naturally, this morning, my sister was wearing a cute jumper, and she asked me if maybe instead she should change into the outfit that she had been planning to wear for the last day of school. And I, as the older sister I am, told her, no, have a little hope. Have a little faith that we'll still go back, and you can wear it on the last day of school. But I can't help but wonder if that was a mistake to tell her, and if she'll never get a chance to wear whatever she wanted to wear today. Honestly, I don't really know how this is all going to turn out. I mean, for all I know, this is the end times, and this is how the world begins to end as we know it. To be completely honest, I'm really not that scared, at least at the moment. My chances of dying if I catch the virus are next to nothing. And I don't know, I don't think it's quite hit me yet how close this is and how big of an impact this has. But something new like this COVID-19, is something that I don't think that we've ever really seen in centuries, maybe. It's just so weird and such a surreal experience, I guess, to be experiencing. Because this is the type of stuff that goes down in history books. And I don't know about all the conspiracy theories that are going on right now, that China, made it, or purposely did it, or, all of that. I really think it was just an accident. And there was just one unlucky guy in a fish market. But we'll never know, really, since China went in and disinfected everything immediately. And I can't help but wonder if China hadn't been so adamant to cover this up, if maybe we might have had a chance, or an opportunity to, stop it where it was, or develop a vaccine quicker. Because right now we don't have one, and from the looks of it, we aren't getting close to getting one. And there's just so much going on that I don't understand, and that I never thought was going to happen. This year, the Summer Olympics were supposed to take place in Tokyo. The last time that the Olympics were canceled was during World War I, and twice during World War II. But from the looks of it, we're going to be canceling it a fourth time. And not because we're fighting each other, but because we can't freaking figure out a virus with modern medicine. It's just such an odd thing to be experiencing. I don't know. And not only that, there's just the weird day-to-day things. Like the fact that toilet paper is getting hard to get because people are stockpiling it? I mean, that really just doesn't make much sense. But I suppose it's because people just want to have control over something. Even if it's controlling how much toilet paper you have. Just so that they can feel like they're not completely losing their grip on everything that they hold dear. And, well, I get that. And honestly, being stuck at home isn't the worst thing in the world. It's just odd, and I know that I'm gonna have to, and I know that I want to get together with my friends at some point during the next week or two, but, I kind of feel like I have a duty just to, stay at home and be quarantined and not risk catching it and spreading it. Because if I had to pick a fear right now, it's not that I might get seriously sick and die from COVID-19, it's that I might, infect someone at my church who could get easily sick. But honestly, staying home isn't really too bad. We live in a nice big farmhouse out in the country. Our neighbors are half a mile away. So we can easily go outside. And I have horses that I really need to be working with. They're pretty cute, but man, they're both naughty in different ways. And they just need to be worked with. Which I suppose is an upside to this. Is that I've gotten time to kind of just relax and to work on my own thing, because for the past few months I've been slaving away day and night at school, and then to after school activities, then home to eat and do homework and go make sure that the horses aren't dead. But it's I haven't had time to work with them, and I wanted to, so I guess that's a blessing in disguise. And I guess something I really need to do. It's definitely definitely going to be one of those things that go down in history. And unlike my great-grandparents even, I'm not going to gather them around and tell them about how I lived during warfare. I'm going to gather them around and tell them about how I survived COVID-19 and what happened then and how weird it was. Because that's just the whole weirdness of this thing, is that we simply don't understand it. And I hope we figure it out in the future. You know, I wonder how we almost didn't see this coming. Because SARS was in, 2003? Maybe it was 2000. No, I think it was 2003. The SARS virus over in China. And that, I read, had a genome that was 80% similar to this, COVID-19. So it's almost bizarre that we were able to figure that out and stop it, but not this, because I don't know. It's such a weird situation to be in. I never imagined that I would be stuck at home because of a pandemic, you know? And in the past few years, actually, there's been, a whole slew of, the idea of a pandemic. Just Christmas, one of my best friends got me the game Pandemic for Christmas, which is horribly ironic in sight. And we've kind of been obsessed as a culture over the idea of viruses spreading around the world for, I guess, however many years, from, zombies to just straight-up pandemic games. It's kind of weird that it's come back to actually become a real thing, a real tangible thing that we're experiencing right now. And it's just such a strange thing. And I don't know how or if the world is going to recuperate after all of this. For all we know, COVID-19 could become a seasonal thing, like the flu was, or rather still is. But, it's just so weird. And I wonder if my life will ever be quite the same after this. Will we stop this at any point? I don't think so. I don't think there's really any way for us to wipe it out at this point. It's spread so wide and so far and so fast already. And my mom thought that we would have until the end of the school year till it got here and we started to have to close things. But no, just 2 months. That's all it took, was 2 months. And it was here in the U.S. and shut down schools in Minnesota. And, yeah, that's really what's happened. It's just from all of this. All of this has happened within 2 months. And I don't know what to think of it. I never expected that it would get this far. At least not this fast. And it's caused a whole lot of issues and things. Our school dance, which we were supposed to have last Friday, was called off the day of. Just like that. Snap. Our band concert, which we were supposed to have today, canceled. We had our choir concert last week, 2 weeks ago, I think. But no, just like that, it's all been canceled. Speech subsections, indefinitely postponed. Track meets were supposed to be pushed back until April 21st, but I don't think that's going to happen or stay right where it is. And I feel really bad for the seniors, because it's this was their year, and for all the people in track and in speech, it's that's it. Season's over. No conclusion. Barely a start for spring sports and track. Man, I wonder if they're going to cancel prom this year. That would suck, wouldn't it? But I don't know. I honestly don't know. And I can't tell the future. And I'm just going day by day. And really, that's about all I have for today. See ya next time. Whenever that is. Stay safe, everyone. Wash your hands. Don't get sick. And stay away from people.